Hello teacher friends! Welcome to my 8th video on teaching iTalki teachers how to teach grammar on iTalki. Today we're going to talk about prepositions. So we're going to walk through different kinds of prepositions and how you could use them in your iTalki class. Let's get started. I'll be leaving links in the box below for all of these different kinds of prepositions so that you could gain a good understanding of what the differences are. But let's start off with prepositions of time. Especially if you're teaching beginner level students, these will be very useful. But believe me, some of my intermediate and even advanced level students still have mental slips where they mix up the prepositions of time. So first of all, some common prepositions when we talk about time are on, in, at. And this could be tied into simple activities concerning different schedules, for example. So we know that we use in most of the time with months. We use on with days, and we use at with times. Now this is very important because as you gain more experience as an English teacher and just more understanding of English grammar in general, you're going to see that there are many rules, but so many exceptions to rules. And especially with prepositions, there reaches a point where there are just so many, where the exceptions outweigh a lot of the rules, in fact. And a lot of this comes down to collocations and just kind of memory and remembering where we use which prepositions, right? So the fact that we have these kind of set rules with certain constructs in the language, we have to take what we could get. So those are prepositions of time. If you want to find more examples, just head on down to the box below and you could check them out. Another very common kind of prepositions of place and direction. This would be great if you use this with directions in town, like maybe if you talk about driving, you show your students a map and they have to explain what is where and how you get to different places, right? Prepositions of place and direction, this could be on, at, in, by, from, to, towards, etc., etc. We could also use this to talk about where different objects are in relation to other objects, like my water bottle is beside my cup, for example, or my computer is in front of my lamp. Yeah. So this is very basic, I know, but if you have any lower level students, then this will be a really good way to kind of like get the ball rolling with prepositions. And again, a lot of these prepositions have good solid rules that you could use when we're talking about place. Now, this could be a little bit tricky when we talk about the differences between in versus at, for example. If we're talking about I am in class, but I am at school, I'll put a little bit of information in the box below as well, so that you could kind of decipher between those. Yeah. There will be these common questions and sometimes they are simple exceptions, right? But it's good to have a basic understanding, especially for your lower level students. All right. Aside from that, another kind of preposition that we should focus on for higher level students are prepositional phrases, yeah? Or phrasal prepositions. These are series combinations of words, maybe 2, 3, or even 4 words that use prepositions. And usually these are collocations, so you just have to kind of remember them, right? So for example, we have along with, apart from, because of, by means of, according to, right? So these little words to, by, of, in, with, they are prepositions and they are just used in these phrases as collocations. Again, this is a great way for your students to build their vocabulary, diversify the words that they're using, and to gain a better familiarity with the language. So I'll be leaving a link with a few lists of these words that you could share with your students. I love sharing them with mine, and hopefully that will be useful for you in your upcoming classes on prepositions. Now, I hate to say it, but prepositions for me are evil. They are invented by the devil. They are the toughest parts of the language to really remember, and if your students have fossilized certain patterns, it is hard to unlearn them. You know, for example, you'll notice some of your Spanish or Italian students say it depends of rather than it depends on. And I'll talk about other common mistakes in upcoming videos, but you'll see as time goes on some of the common mistakes that students make. But I think it all comes down to keeping an open mind. One great strategy that your students could develop as English learners is actually a tolerance for the overwhelming amount of exceptions that we have in our language, which could sometimes be daunting. If we could turn this anger into motivation, this could actually be a positive outcome. So again, thank you for watching. Those are a few kinds of prepositions right there that you can use with your students. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. And I will see you soon in our final video of this grammar series. Until we meet again, keep smiling.